Of students say they've been bullied before at school. Nearly every kid has witnessed someone bullied. Think about that for a minute. Spreading rumors, name calling, pushing, shoving. But bullying doesn't just happen at schools. Joining me this morning to talk about all of the warning signs is Colleen Rodriguez with the Jewish Family and Community Service. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
So there are a lot of things that can happen, but first talk about some of the signs and symptoms.
Parents need to pay attention, and teachers as well, of change in behavior of children. Are they withdrawing? The children they usually are hanging around with, they're no longer talking with. Signs of depression, which would be change in sleeping or eating patterns. Any kind of withdrawal from normal activities, and the breaking down of communication.
Something I've always wondered about, and I've heard people say this before, children, where do they learn how to bully from in the first place?
Unfortunately, very often it's at home. So part of what we need to do as parents is to role model kindness and respect and acceptance. So often children who are perceived as different due to race or background or sexuality are the ones that are targeted. Often not one-on-one, but by groups. And it's the bullies learn that and often experience that at home or in a home environment, and then they reenact it at school.
Now, you may or may not know the answer to this question, but as far as bullying, the child that's maybe experiencing it or seeing it, they're typically the ones to then go and bully in school. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Often, it's interesting because the bully has long-term effects. The person who is bullied and the people who are witnessing all have negative impacts moving forward. So it's the depression, it's the anxiety, it's higher rate of suicide. And then the bullies, you often see substance abuse and depression later on in life. So it's not just one group of people that are suffering negatively about bullying, it's everyone involved.
And do you know by chance at what age a child starts to pick up on figuring out that bullying is bullying or how to do it?
I don't think they can define and explain bullying to you in the language that we would use, but very young. Not accepting people, being mean to people, excluding people, not wanting to play with them. You see that early on in elementary school.
Wow, okay. And so how can a parent alter their behavior? Because sometimes folks have bad habits and they don't even realize what they're doing.
It's really think about the message you're sending to children. Think about the people who are listening to you. Very often we think because they're quiet and they're playing in the corner, they're not listening to you. They're not paying attention, but kids absorb everything. So really watch how you're speaking to your child. Watch how you're speaking to the other people around you, your spouse, your family members, and also really point out to your child when you're seeing them do something that resembles bullying or exclusion of others, that you talk about it.
Now, you mentioned earlier that there are certain signs and symptoms that parents need to pay attention to when their children come home. And sometimes a child might be afraid to talk to their parent about it. What's the best way to engage them to open up?
The best way is not to sit face-to-face, knee to knee. It's driving in the car, it's taking a walk, it's going grocery shopping. Kids don't do well with this. They do better side by side when they're doing an activity and then asking questions, open-ended questions, not yes or no, but I see you haven't been hanging around with so-and-so anymore. Why do you think that is? What's good at school? What's bad at school? Making them really answer and think and talk about it.
And are there any services that can help parents right now?
Absolutely. At Jewish Family and Community Services, we serve thousands of children across the board through our foster care program and our mental health counseling. If you're worried that your child is bullying and they're not speaking with you, call a mental health professional and talk with them. And also, please notify the school.
All right, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. And if you know of someone who could benefit from this information, you can share it with them. We're going to post this entire interview on our website later this morning at news4jax.com. Just look for the morning show page.